sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama said she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever get is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever get is think about you.
They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game / rumor update video because we just saw LeBron at Summer League and we got to tap in for sure and talk about it, man. But how you guys doing? Hopefully everyone is good. The Lakers actually played really good Summer League basketball. All right, beating the Pelicans. I'm going to call them the Pelicans because they can't pass the ball, apparently. 94-81. So shout out to the Lakers. Darius Basley, man, Bronny James and the gang. All right, Cole Swider, though, continues to shine. 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He made 4 3-pointers there. Darius Basley again, and we're going to have the conversation of if we can keep one of these guys, who would it be? Darius Basley, one of my prime candidates. Right, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 threes. I'm sorry, 2 steals and 5 blocks. 5 blocks for Darius Basley. So again, proven to be a defensive juggernaut. And then Christian Koloko actually played 13.7 rebounds, was decent with 3 blocks as well. And then Bronny James had himself a good game. 14 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So this Summer League team here, man, this Summer League team here is what it is, man. And I really like the Summer League team. It's not going to be a lot of roster spots. We haven't seen Dixon yet. All right, he's on a 2-way contract. Koloko's on a 2-way contract. But there's 2 players, and before we get into the LeBron rumors, let's talk about Summer League first. There's 2 players that really, really stand out for me that have a chance of making this roster. One is Cole Swider. 8 for 17 again from the field today. Very efficient, all right, with 10 rebounds. So he had a 21-point double-double with a steal, 4 assists, and 10 rebounds. And the other one is Darius Basley, who, again, impact game for him. 12 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double as well, with 2 steals and 5 blocks. And they continue to shine. Which one fits the Lakers better? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, and hopefully things get, continue to shine for them, because Darius Basley, guys, his performances have been second to none, all right? I'm telling you, he already dropped a 27-point game versus the Spurs. All right, so can he score? Yes, and he's not even a great free throw shooter, although that one he went 10 for 12 from free throws. He also had 13 rebounds. He has a 16 and 9 rebound game with 3 blocks versus the Heat. He has an 8 point, 11 rebound, 3 assists, a block, and a steal game in 23 minutes versus the Mavs here in Las Vegas Summer League, right? So he's filled it up. He's filled up the box score. And a player like that could definitely fit what the Lakers are trying to do, because the Lakers could use a high motor guys, high energy guys. We saw the finals. There's multiple of those guys. Here's the problem. I think D-Free already, I think before I came in here, I seen a comment here. You're dead on with this one, D-Free. The only problem with Basley is that he's extremely redundant with Vanderbilt, because in a reduced role, he's going to be marginalized into being only a defender, and he's an F-grade shooter. Exactly. That's my only problem. So if I want somebody like Darius Basley, I think Vando must go, and you get a cheaper option than Vando, who does similar things. Not the same things, but similar things. Now, I think Basley's a much better slasher, right? He's definitely been a standout performer, showcasing that athleticism, right? His defensive versatility, his ability to impact on both ends of the floor. I think his stats have highlighted that. But beyond his stats, that motor he has is very Vando-esque. All right. And he already has NBA professional experience. Right. He's 25 years old. right? He was drafted, I think, 23 overall by the Utah Jazz in 2019. So he's got about 5 to 6 years of experience. Then he was traded to Oklahoma City Thunder, right? He has over 237 games under his belt where he's averaged 8.9 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, almost a block, and almost a steal, shooting 31% from beyond the arc. Those aren't bad numbers at all. His best season came from the Thunder where he averaged 13.7 rebounds, 1.8 assists in 55 starts. Again, showing starter-level production. So I like Darius Basley, guys. I think he can make an impact off the bench for the Lakers. We need a bolster, before anybody corrects me, bolster up our bench. And I think a player like that, high-energy guy to go alongside the rest of our bench could be huge for us. And sometimes you could plug him in. And he could be somewhat of a replacement for what we lost with DFS. Obviously, not the shooter that DFS is, right, the scorer. But he definitely can slash a little bit and finishes well around the basket. So, again, that is his case right there. He continues to make 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, right? Ability to block shots. He's showcasing it. He's averaging over 2 per game here in Summer League, and both, if you combine both of the Summer Leagues. Great rebounder as well. Like, dude, this guy, he definitely has the type of motor the Lakers should be looking for sure. And especially if you're looking for something on the cheap. I know you can't put him on a two-way, but you could always cut Shake Milton and give this guy a roster spot. And unless you make other trades, then we could talk about Cole Swider, because Cole Swider is the other one I was thinking about. And this guy, he's just been a knockdown shooter, okay? Versus Miami, 7 for 10 from the field, very efficient. He could be a weapon, right? 24 against Golden State, 22 against Dallas, and now 21 tonight against the Pelicans. Like, this dude, he's filling it up. And I think he led the Miami Heat Summer League team last year to the championship, or was it 2 years ago? This guy, all right, he's got experience as well. He's been around, and that's another guy who makes a compelling case. We don't, unfortunately, have enough roster spots for both, but I want to know, if you could pick one of the two, who would you pick and why? My vote is for Bass, just because he does a little more of the things that we could use, but damn, Cole Sniper is a sniper. D Free says Basley is a better handler, passer, and slasher. Vandal better at defending on the perimeter and offensive rebounding, but that's it. So let me ask you this, D Free. If there was a chance to offload his contract and then you can replace that with the energy of a younger Basley, or are they the same age? I think he's a bit younger. Would you do it? Because I think I would. I think I'm looking to the future, and I think athletes like Basley would fit alongside Luka better anyways. I really like the kid a lot, and I hope that he continues his production and makes a strong case for the Lakers, because we gotta definitely take a hard look at him, right? His defense is bad, though. Who are we talking about? Whose defense? Basley? Not at all. Basley's, if we're talking about Basley, his defense, JoJo has been A1, and we're not talking steak sauce here. He's been guarding multiple positions, getting blocks from the weak side. Multiple efforts from him. I like him, man. I like him a lot. Basley, he's legit. I see some Vandal is younger than him. Is he? Bro, it felt like Vandal been in the league forever. Not sure. How old is Vandal? 24? Because Basley's 25. They might be similar ages. Let's see. My guy, Black Star says, give Basley a camp invite, then see how he does against NBA players in preseason before deciding to give him a real roster spot. Of course, we got to go through the whole process. Like you said, training camp invite, then preseason, and so on and so forth. But this guy's always been an energy guy. I've watched him throughout his career as a journeyman. He's always been that. He's not going to lose that just because he's on a real roster. That's one thing I'll say. And I'm already looking to the future. I really like him, man. I really like the kid a lot, and I think he'll be a lot cheaper than Vandal, personally. Oh, Cole Swider. You're talking about Cole Swider. Okay, my bad. I knew you weren't talking about. You're smart, JoJo. I know you know what you're talking about. I never doubted you. All love. D Free says Vandal 6 months older. I think it's intriguing. However, it's hard to get off the Vanderbilt contract. May need to attach an asset to him. I also value the fact that Vandal can guard 1 through 4 good. Well, what if we had both of them? Because since Vandal's always hurt, we could have one as an insurance policy. It's not like we didn't have players that were dead weight roster spots that were just sitting there anyways, right? So I'd still bring on Bays, even though you can't play them both. But Vandal has had an injury history. And I think if he goes on a stint where he's playing, I love Vandal. I think he can make an impact here, but he could also bring, I think, some trade value back. I think the only reason he don't have trade value right now is because he hasn't played much. So he kind of fades in the memory of the opposition. JB, what's up, man? He said, joined late. We talk about Swider. I'll be pissed if he signs with another team and becomes key scoring bench piece. We talk about. Well, I'm comparing because I think the two biggest standouts for me competing for a roster spot are Basley and Swider. Now they both bring two completely different things. One is a sniper, an absolute killer, spot up shooter, somebody who can move well off the ball, and now he's showing us a little bit of putting it on the floor and finishing. And the other one is an absolute workhorse. If you combine both of them, you'd have a star player, but you can't do that, right? So you kind of have to pick what's more valuable to your team. Unless we made a trade, we can't clear up enough roster spots for both. So one of the two, maybe a training camp invite or something like that, right? Vando has butter hands and can't even make a layup. So that is true, but his defense is still elite. His defense still should be able to bring back some value. He's not on a crazy contract either. Basley was a first-round pick. I'd love to have him, and these are the type of players that I think that you could really snatch and steal. Like, these are the type of journeymen, like kind of how Trevor Ariza was for the Lakers, where, you know, he was with the Knicks. Then I think, where did he get traded to? Orlando, then to the Lakers, or vice versa, right? But I think these are the type of players that can make them carve themselves a role with the Lakers, especially now that we have, you know, somebody like Luka who can play make for you and all that. He said, we need that dedicated sniper. I would love Cole Swider. If we can clear up roster spots for both of them, I would. I wish you could put two-way contracts on both, right? I don't know what the CBA is. They might be too old for that, but I wish you could put two-way contracts on both, because for now, while the roster's filled up, I would love to have those two guys on two-way contracts for sure. Basley is 25. We should try him. JoJo, I'm a big fan of Basley. Everything the man has done has earned himself some attention around the league. I'm sure other teams are already looking to poach him away if the Lakers don't do nothing with him, if we don't send him like a training camp invite or whatever. But it's a tough decision, because we could definitely use some sharp shooting from Cole Swider. This dude, again, he has a type of shooting that opens up the floor for LeBron to do things, and also Luka to do things, and for the spacing, man. Swider's been legit. He's been around in the G League, and I think for the Motor City and South Bay, he averaged over 20.9 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. This kid's ready to produce, I think. You know, Lakers need shooters. Plain and simple. All right, their three-point shooting was middle of the pack last year. I think we shot like 36% from the field, which was 17th at best. All right, Swider, 48% in Summer League and 45% in the G League. He can definitely fix a lot of that, right? He's not a lockdown defender, but we do have Vando still. You know, we got other guys who could fill in that role, right? And they could, you know, some of that heavy lifting. So, again, I'm not sure why you can't give these guys two-way roster spots, but it is what it is, man. D-Free says, would you like Basley at small ball 5, last roster slot addition over Shake? You can put Swider and open a two-way on the open. Oh, we can put Swider on the open two-way, then yes. I wouldn't like him as a small ball 5, though, however, unless we get rid of Jackson Hayes, which in that case, yes, get rid of Jackson Hayes. This kid does better things than Jackson Hayes anyways, a lot better things, like finishing around the basket without a lob dunk, right? So, yeah. Oh, Swider definitely outplaying Dalton. That's just a fact. That's a fact. You know, no facts over feelings over here. No Darvin Ham. You know how they say no Diddy? We would say no Darvin Ham over here. But, yeah, Cole Swider is truly been spectacular. Can that translate to the league? I think so. Especially because in the league, there's going to be better pace and space. And, you know, they're going to be able to create wide open shots for players like that. Eric Dixon has some lower body injury. He's on a scooter, bro. We might have to just pull that two-way from him. I hate to say it, and I hate to be that mean, but, yeah, I'm not sure they can hold an injury liability like that unless they're really, really high on him and he's worth the wait, right? But we'll see. I haven't seen him play at all. Bro, why is Rich talking about LeBron? Haven't heard LeBron say anything. I'm going to address the LeBron rumors in just a bit. I got you guys. I got you guys for sure. Sharon says, I like Swider, but everyone says he's been tried by several teams. Well, he's still 25, Sharon, so I never give up on young talent like that. Still 25. Sometimes you just got to land in the right situation. Playing alongside Luka and LeBron, even if it's for a short period of time, could be the right situation. He could come in and smack like 5 points a game off the bench in like 10 minutes. That would be huge production, right? You never know. Instant offense, once in a while, he can get you a little 10-point game. Be solid. Arthur Kaluma looked really, really good, fam. This is the first time I'll say that tonight. Arthur Kaluma looked really, really good. And Yeah, I hadn't really seen him stand out like that. Has he even played? He was 5 for 8 from the field today for 12 points, man. Very solid player. I like his athleticism as well. He had 2 blocks. But again, we don't have space for everybody. That's the tough part. We have a really good summer league roster, no space, and some really tough decisions to make, and that's why they get paid the big bucks. They got to make them. Chapito, what's up, bro? He said, I don't know about Cole, bro. He's had his shots. I don't think it's too late ever. I think it's just all about the right timing, man. I think Cole Swider on this team definitely gets some wide open shots. You got 3 playmakers. You got Austin, and in my opinion, I would bring Austin off the bench, put Cole Swider there, and now you got a playmaker that can find you when you're wide open, you're cutting, and you're moving. He moves well, right? He reminds me of Ryan Anderson, who was with the Orlando Magic a couple years back, a 3-point sniper, around 6'8", 6'9". Reminds me of that. Don't need the ball in his hands. And now he's doing other things, like putting the ball on the floor and finishing. So I like that. His defense is a little bit better. It's not too much better, but I still wouldn't give up on Cole Swider, man. Has he really gotten a shot? I don't recall him ever playing with the A team in the regular season, right? All right. Let's see. He said that spacing is where Swider shows his weaknesses. He's not able to athletically stay in front of the play on the same speed as a lot of the guys out there, and it really shows. But damn, he's a bucket. Well, how about we played him 10 minutes per game off the bench, man? When we often go on dry spells, you put him in there. Maybe even sometimes with LeBron, maybe even sometimes with Luka. Those guys draw plenty of attention. He's going to get wide open looks. If he just knocks 2 of those down a game, you got 6 points a game, bro. You know. I'm just saying we could definitely use some usage for him. Jonathan said Dixon didn't get drafted probably because of his injury. If he gets healthy, Lakers might have a steal. Yeah, I mean, he was leading the NCAA in scoring, so I'm definitely curious to see what happens with him. If they do hold on to him, it's because they see high upside for sure. Jake is Dalton Insurance. I could see that. Jake Laravia, right? Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. All right, guys, let's get into this new rumor. All right. And again, this is going to make Ramona Shelburne look really bad. And everybody was reporting on that because, again, LeBron James was actually notified of the sale of the Lakers through his representatives, but did not make a public statement. ESPN has updated the article. All right. Now, it says here, when the Buss family agreed to sell majority stake in the franchise to Mark Walter on June 18th, Doncic was given a heads up and notably posted a congratulations on social media afterwards. After the publication of this article, sources said James was notified of the sale, all right, via his representation, but he did not post any public acknowledgement. I had a feeling the Lakers had acknowledged him. That wasn't what I was talking about yesterday. For me, though, there's still a lot of trouble in paradise. It just is. And things, just because that report was refuted, there's still a lot that Shams has come out and say, Dave McMenamin, and to add fuel to the fire tonight, LeBron declined to hop on ESPN broadcast to talk about his situation with the Lakers, right? He said, I ain't going to talk nothing about that. Or he said, I ain't got nothing to talk about. Sorry, I misquoted him. That's the proper quote. He says, I ain't got nothing to talk about. So he didn't want to hop on and clear it up. And that's the only thing I got to say is, like, if all was good, he could just easily put those rumors away by clearing them up. But all isn't good. We know that. Right? And things will still get very interesting because, again, several things I noticed, and I like to read the little tea leaves. I'm not going to put too much into it. I'm still hoping he comes into training camp ready to play and we can put bygones be bygones and just go in and try to win a championship. But the truth of the matter is they didn't want to do an interview. Okay. They gave him a little Laker bracelet. He gave it to his beautiful little daughter. Right? Nothing wrong with that. But he also wasn't wearing no Laker gear or nothing. Right? Very, very business-like. He's there to see his son, Bronny, play. So, I don't blame LeBron for the media circus, but it's what comes with the territory. It's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people like Ramona Shelburne and other people that love the clickbait, and they're going to come up with false narratives. However, Shams I trust, and Shams said there was a fracture. Also, Jovan Bua, right, who's very well connected. All these guys I truly trust, and the LeBron situation is not going to go away anytime soon until LeBron and his representatives come out and say we want to play with the Lakers. And although they don't have to say because they already opted in, right? They're probably thinking, duh. But it was the little stir of the pot that happened in the beginning of the offseason with Rich Paul. So that's why all this is happening. And, but it is good to see fake reporters get exposed. I love that. the clickbaiters are looking like clickbaiters right now because these people are coming out here saying false narratives and stories that LeBron wasn't even told. The Lakers organization is a class organization. They operate better than that. We should have known. We should have known that was false. But you know what? I'm glad things were clarified, and we're going to get more clarifications as we get closer to training camp, right? The LeBron situation is getting weird, bro. It is. And it's only going to get more weird until we actually get – I think if we don't get clarification soon, it'll be by training camp, right? When we get media day and all that. And the media will have their shot at LeBron to ask him what happened, right? And we'll go from there. We'll see. We'll be able to gauge. Last year, I was able to predict D'Angelo Russell was a goner just by his body language. Imagine if I can do that again this year based off of the training camp and the media day, right? I'm very good at these things. I said, oh, D'Angelo Russell's a goner. He'll probably be gone by the trade deadline. I think we could have all guessed that after media day. So we'll be paying close attention for this stuff for sure. There's absolutely trouble in paradise, but Dave said he heard directly from LeBron that he didn't ask for a trade. He didn't ask for another contract and wants to be on the team. Yeah, he probably wants to play his final contract, which I'm completely fine. I said the other night, if that's the case, we're good. We keep it moving. We keep it pushing. But the last thing we need is Rich Paul coming up and stirring the pot again, all right? So hopefully Rich Paul, focuses on the podcast and other things and all the other free agents. We don't need these type of distractions. We really want to compete for a title, right? These are counterproductive. So with all that being said, I don't think he really needs to say anything more. He just wants the team to move in the right direction, which is all he said in the first place. Shouldn't have even said that. Should have just spoke to the front office about that in private, right? Let's be honest, man. It's the Lakers. Anything you saw the media that was around him, bro, couldn't even watch the game in peace. You brought that on yourself, man, by having your mouthpiece, Rich Paul, say what he did in the beginning of the season. So I feel sorry for his family because they got to go through all this berating and stuff. But LeBron, it kind of reminds me when LeBron said that Bronny was better than half the people on or what did he say? Some of the people in the NBA, or was it the roster? I forgot. I don't want to paraphrase here, but he said something that brought some heat onto his son, almost like when LeVar said that Lonzo Ball was the second coming to Magic or something like that, right? Brings a lot of heat, the wrong type of attention. Just let things play out. That'd be my suggestion. If you really don't want the media attention, if you do want to stir the pot, we did also hear a report today that 4 teams called Rich Paul. Now here is what I think is interesting. They called Rich Paul, not the Lakers, which means that they're operating on their own. Which means if LeBron does decide to want to trade midway through the season, snaps his fingers and he's gone. They're calling Rich Paul, recruiting him like if he was a free agent. Think about that. They're not calling the Lakers as we don't have any leverage in this. He's the one with the trade clause. Again, Clutch is the one with all the power there. So again, you got to pay attention to the little details, right? People want to discard this as, oh, he's okay. He just said, no. LeBron still reports are that he's still watching Rob to see what happens, right? Which sounds very similar to the Giannis situation. So again, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Things aren't all good. Again, LeBron didn't come in wearing no Lakers shorts, none of that, like the previous couple of summer leagues. So there definitely is something up, and I can't wait to see how it all unravels because it's like a movie, right? You keep watching it, and you want to see the ending of it. You want to get to the finale. That's why you're so invested, and LeBron has us invested. He knows what he's doing, for sure. Let's see, Mac 10, 4 teams have contacted Rich Paul to explore potential LeBron James trade. That's what I'm saying. 4 teams have contacted Rich Paul, not the Lakers, which means whatever LeBron and Rich Paul say, that's what's going to go. So that's how you know the Lakers are like, look, man, he's on his final year of his contract. He didn't want the extension. Cool. We're ready to move on once he is as well, whether that be at the end of next season or before that. We'll be ready. He said, Dan, I love you, brother. But Bron not going nowhere. You know that he's going to make the best of whatever the roster is. Well, I don't know that he's not going nowhere because there is a lot of stuff being stirred up. I don't know that for sure. If he stays, I'm happy. If he goes, I'm happy. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. At the end of the day, I just want what's best for my franchise, right? So if he does stay, hope he does it in good, spirit, and we can move forward in training camp, and everybody smiles and kicks and giggles. That'll set everybody ease. That'll ease everybody, right? Right now, LeBron's very serious. We don't know what he's thinking, right? He's been clicking in Cleveland. He was at a Bad Bunny concert. He's been everywhere. Once we see him at the Lakers practice facility, I think things will settle in. I think closer to training camp. But for now, it's going to be a lot of rumors and a lot of conversations. And if Rob sits on this roster, we might have a different conversation come September, right? We'll see. LeBron saying he's watching Lakers closely to see what moves Lakers make because he wanted to contend for a championship, put the Lakers in the hot seat. But, sadly, I think he thought that was going to put the Lakers in the hot seat, but the Lakers are operating from a place of power because you don't have them for multiple years because you want the cap space for the next 2 years. So the Lakers are operating like, hey, man, you're 41 going on 42. If you want to dip, go for it. You know what I mean? If you want to trade, we'll accept something that probably doesn't bring back a lot of salary for multiple years, or it has to be something we want as well. Lakers are probably going to play hardball, but again, it's all pure speculation right now. We don't know really. We could say, like my guy said, Dan, LeBron's going to stay. I don't know that. I don't know if he's going to stay or he's going to go until he comes out of his mouth and he says, I'm a Laker and I'm going to be here. Because again, Rich Paul stirred the pot a little bit. The Lakers selling the franchise stirred the pot a little bit. Things just started clashing and there hasn't been any, shutting down of the rumors. He could easily shut down the rumors. Let's be real. If Rich Paul never wrote that piece, media still would have gone crazy. And if it was the Lakers to write something, the media would have gone crazy. For sure. We always have the attention, but at a different level, right? At a much different level. I think the media would have shifted more into, is this LeBron's final year or is he going to be a free agent next year rather than is he going to get traded? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Lakers as a franchise don't care about winning. They have Bron and Luka go win right now. This front office has to go. I wouldn't say that the Lakers as a franchise don't care about winning. They've always cared about winning. They might be a little more patient than certain fans want, but they do care about winning. But they also care about their future. They don't just want to win right now. They want to win in the future too. And they're not trying to handicap themselves by trading for bad contracts or getting rid of all of our assets. And then it fails and it blows up in our face like the Russell Westbrook situation. That's the case right there, bro. I think that's what a lot of fans are missing. It's not that they don't care about winning. They traded for Luka. That should show you that they care about winning. Nobody trades for Luka unless you care about winning. Otherwise, they would have just traded AD for a bunch of first-round picks and some young pieces. But that wasn't the case. They traded for an NBA prime player who had just made the finals, was ready to compete right now. So contrary to what the narrative or the fans say, the Lakers do care about winning. It's just they want to do it their way, not LeBron's way. That's at least that's my theory from what I can see. Now, does the front office have to go? If they don't put together a team that can compete this season, yes. Rob Pelinka will be the first to be booted, I'm sure. Yeah, he sometimes says too much. Also, that's normal. Remember when Golden State tried to trade for LeBron, they reached out to Rich Paul first, and then Jeannie said if LeBron wants to go, he can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rich Paul and LeBron always try to operate from a place of power, but I do feel like they've lost a lot of leverage within the Lakers organization, and mainly due to the sale. Right? Mainly due to the sale. I think you don't pay $10 billion a year to let Rich Paul run your franchise. That's just not going to happen no matter who likes it or not. Right? Let's be honest. You don't pay $10 billion, $10 billion for the sale to let, an agency and a player run your franchise. It's just not going to happen whether LeBron and Rich Paul like it or not. That's just the truth. Lakers want to operate however they want to operate. We'll see. Only time will tell if that's a good place where they're operating from. Because look, there can be two paths here. The Lakers could end up letting LeBron walk. LeBron goes elsewhere, rides off into the sunset, competes for a title. Lakers build around Luka, compete for multiple titles. Both can win. Or the Lakers can make a huge mistake, let LeBron walk. We struggle to get free agents for a couple years. Luka may even walk, or we have to trade him. That's doomsday scenario. But I don't think that'll happen. Right? I don't think that'll happen. Look, the proof is in the pudding. Mark Walter he was a majority stake owner of the Dodgers. Turn that franchise around. Since he took over, the last 9 years or so have been phenomenal. So I'm expecting the same thing for the Lakers, right? See, I think it's very definitive statement to say you don't want a trade that can change, but at this time, that's his stance, as Dave said. Wait. You said, I see it's a very definite statement to say you don't want to trade? Well, if he doesn't want to trade, then we don't want Rich Paul talking. It's that simple, right? Let's let the fans put the pressure, or if LeBron wants to put pressure, he can go directly to the front office himself. Because otherwise, you're going to bring all this unwanted attention onto the Lakers. And then free agents are not going to want to come here at all because they're going to see that we're in turmoil. Just like when Kobe had requested a trade, people didn't want to get traded here because we're in turmoil. That's not the way to attract free agents or to get better or to compete. So you didn't take a pay cut after we drafted your son. And, saying, and now you want more trades. It's like, okay, LeBron, chill, Let us do it. Let us do it our way. We got Luka already. It's not like you're not playing with a generational talent already. We got a big man this offseason, which is our biggest glaring need. We just need to, I think, address the bench and a backup big. In my opinion, we'd be a lot better off. If we get a 3-and-D wing, that's a luxury. That'd be great. But nothing's guaranteed at all, man. It's not often they have a top 3 player and a player coming off a season finishing 6th and MVP voting. Need to take advantage of what we have and swing for a chip. If there was a trade that will put us there so that we can, quote unquote, swing for a chip, I think the Lakers will make it. But let's be realistic. What if there was no trade? We heard the rumors and the reports that teams were going to make it really hard for the Lakers to put together the championship roster. That's why we haven't probably been able to land Walker Kessler. That's why we probably lost DFS and we haven't been able to get a replacement. We probably have to operate in the fringe areas, in the gray areas, right? So, again, it's not as easy as just, oh, yeah, we have it right now. Let's go make the trade. There's not a piece right now that's probably screams championship contender. If there was, I'm sure Rob would do it. I'm sure. Because if you win a championship, your job gets extended. Here is the false narrative that's being thrown out there. The Lakers don't want to win championships. That's bullshit. Lakers always want to win championships. That's how you maximize the revenue. That's how you maximize everything. Contract extensions, more money making, all of that. Longevity at your job. A championship extends you at least 2 to 3 years, at least. You win no title, you don't compete, you keep getting eliminated in the first round. That's a surefire way to get fired. So let me ask you this. Why would Rob not want to make a trade if it's available, only to get fired? It makes no sense, right? JoJo says, Rob is not that guy. NBA owners don't respect him. I heard he's a snake, bro. He needs to go. If he doesn't do anything this offseason and we get eliminated again early in the first 2 rounds next year or worse, then yes, I absolutely agree. But because of the fact that he just traded for Luka, it bought him time. It bought him at least 1 more year, JoJo. That's what I think. And let me tell you this. If he actually is able to extend Luka, it might buy him 2 more years. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know? I'm just saying. Let's see. Hey, Dan, what are your top 3 teams in the West? Right off the top, right as I see them right now, Oklahoma City Thunder number 1, Houston Rockets number 2, and I'd say, believe it or not, the Denver Nuggets number 3. They had a very good offseason. So that's just off the top. It could change depending on what we do and what other people do. But, you know, they lost almost all leverage due to Luka first. The sale matters, but Luka is the most important piece, in my opinion, because I think Luka agency will be able to do whatever now. It's normal in the NBA. Yeah, that's also true, but I also think the sale had something to do with it, bro. The fact that they didn't tell LeBron, if that is true, that they didn't tell him they were trading his buddy Anthony Davis, and come on now. Top 8 teams in the West. I kind of have to wait for free agency to finish out, JoJo. Let me look. Let me look at the NBA. Let me look right now at the teams as they are, because you know what? If I don't look at the actual West, I might miss somebody, okay? So let's look at the West. I got Thunder number 1 next year already. Early power rankings. Rockets number 2. I'm going to put Nuggets number 3. I'm going to go Lakers number 4. I don't think any of the bottom teams are leapfrogged this offseason outside of those top 3 teams above us. I'm going to go Lakers 4. I'm going to go... I'm actually going to go... That's where it gets tough. After the top 4, I think Timberwolves 5. I think with their experience, them getting better, extending, you know what I'm saying? They did lose Nikhil Alexander-Walker, but I think they're going to get better. I have a feeling that Ant-Man might take another step. So I'm going to go Timberwolves number 5. I'm going to go Golden State Warriors number 6. I'll go, let's see, who am I missing here? Who am I missing who made trades and is looking decent? I'm going to go Spurs number 7. I'm putting the Spurs up there, and then I'll probably put the Mavericks at 8 just for now, because Kyrie's not going to be there this year. I can't take a team with D-Law as your leading guard that serious. You know, so that's just a really quick list for you, just off of what I think has happened and where we're going for sure. Lakers just need to leave the roster alone. Just give Bradley Beal and a wing, and let's go. Let Austin Reeves go and Dalton, and let's get 2 defensive wings. So the Lakers shouldn't leave the roster alone, because you were saying let Austin Reeves go and Dalton. That's a very different team, DJ. We're talking a completely, like, that's a facelift right there. You know? Let's see. JD, okay, you're talking to somebody else. Let's see. Luka is going to extend if LeBron is traded. Magic, please come back and run this franchise. Luka is going to extend regardless. I don't think his decision is attached to LeBron, even though he did state he likes playing with LeBron. I don't think his decision is attached to LeBron's. Luka's going to make his own money, right? They're not sharing a paycheck. So, yeah. Let's see. JoJo is correct. Rob is a snake. He says the right things, but lots of shady stories behind the scenes. No one wants to deal fairly with him and the Lakers. Rob has to go. You guys might all be right. He did just trade for Luka, though, so I think it bought him at least the rest of this year. But I would love to bring in Bob Myers or, you know, somebody of a higher caliber for sure to take over the front office. I'd be so much in favor for that. And that has nothing to do with LeBron. That's even for the post-LeBron era. Well, if you can't field the championship team with 2 All-NBA players, what are we doing? Well, yes and no. That used to be the old standard, right? 2 or 3 NBA superstars got you at least the finals. But now, bro, the NBA is so stacked. The NBA is so stacked. You see what the Thunder are doing. Even the Spurs out here trading for veterans and signing guys. The Rockets, you see what they did. So it's not that easy, man. The West is stiff. And LeBron knew that when he came to the West. It's not the East where he got to the finals every year. The West is much tougher, right? And I think everybody said it. You know, he's not going to get to the finals every year here. But we have to at least get out of the second round this year to see improvement. Anything less than that, anything less than a Western Conference Finals appearance will be disappointing. Heads will need to roll. Jobs will need to be lost. And maybe even Coach Redick might have to go, depending on how we lost, if we do lose, right? You think the Spurs are 4th? We'll see how Wemby comes back. I'm a big Wemby fan, but he did have a major injury. Hopefully he comes back healthy. And, you know, I'm rooting for him individually. Okay, I think that's a different conversation. He said, I'm not ever arguing that he should stay on the team for another 5 years. I just think they can be very good this year with minor moves. I agree with that. If we can make minor tweaks, let's do it. You need a bench in today's NBA. Every team is 25 to 60 points, and we can't get out of the teams. That's true. We definitely have to address the bench situation. However, having an elite scorer off the bench, which is why I've always suggested bringing our guy Austin Reeves off the bench, would be ideal, and it would be super awesome to watch. If not Austin, go trade for like a Malik Monk. That would be huge. All right, man. Guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. This video was brought to you guys by Underdog. All right. Again, the conversation was Cole Swider, Darius Basley. If you could only pick one for the roster, which one would you pick? My pick, Basley. All right, just because he's just a jack of all trades, master of none, but a utility belt type player with an extremely high motor. If you see the finals, there was a lot of those in the finals. So I would like to have one of those type players on the Lakers. So still young, still 25. But feel free to sound off in the comment section after this video post. Let me know who you guys would prefer between Basley and Cole Swider. Who is the better fit if you had to pick one? Not saying either will make the roster. Maybe none will. But it's a good conversation to have for sure, guys. That is going to wrap it up for me. If anything breaks or anything worth reporting or anything like that happens, you know where to find me. Make sure to turn on the post notification bell, subscribe. Major shout out to the sponsorship, Underdog, and Prize Picks, promo code DTLF. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to follow on Playback for summer league coverage of the Lakers and so much more. All right, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.